know your why, blah, 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 all these cliché. Yeah, they might work, but they don't keep you really motivated for a long time. And besides, these are stuff that you already know. You definitely know that you should know why you're doing such a thing if you want to improve or if you want to keep your motivation high. But many times they don't work. Welcome back to my channel. I'm averaging like 40 to 50 views per video, which are probably my family and my friends. Today this video is a bit special. I'm not gonna be doing heavy editing. I'm just gonna be talking to you directly. And I changed a bit the lighting. I gave it a brighter look. Anyway, if you don't know me, I'm a docker, and at the same time I have so many activities that I'd like to do, and I still do them. And as you know, the medical field and medical school take a lot of time, like many other things also in life. So a skill that you should acquire is to have long-term motivation, to stay motivated for a long time. There are many things that I personally tried and they work, and here I'm sharing these with you in this video. First, an extremely important point is to know why we lose motivation. One of the main reasons why we might lose motivation is because we don't see results, or the results are not that satisfactory. This is exactly why I always do that at first. I immerse myself in the new thing that I'm trying to learn. I just go extreme. I make it a point to improve dramatically in the first period of time. Am I still recording here? Because once I see this improvement, I taste a bit of challenge and victory. And this will give me some self-esteem to trust myself that I can carry on and improve. And at the same time, this will build my motivation for a longer period of time. Yes, it's nice to start easy, slow, step by step, but you might lose your motivation while doing no results. The second point, I start putting micro challenges along the way. So the second reason why we might lose motivation along the way is because we don't find it anymore challenging, or we reach a plateau where we're not improving, but the things became routine. So here is exactly where I start putting micro challenges. I make it a point also here to not stay in the comfortable zone. I always increase the level a bit. The third trick, I like to call it mapping my motivational genome. Every person has a different mapping genome, which means every person is triggered by different things. Triggered, I mean positively. So it's important to know what drives you. Start thinking about it. Why did I like it in the first place? Was it just a random idea, or there was something that really triggered me? And once you can find this, you can always go back and re-expose yourself to this motivating point. The fourth point here is environmental micro changes. It's very nice to have a routine. It's extremely important to have this habit of doing the same thing and not getting bored, but at the same time, doing some changes, some environmental changes. Small stuff, it doesn't have to be macro changes, like getting a new light, change your instrument, your gears, whatever you're trying to acquire. It depends on the skill you're building, will keep you refreshed in this field. And this will also build your long-term motivation. Another major source of motivation is this, what you're doing right now. Online platforms, YouTube. You can search and see other ideas, what other people are doing, are reaching, doing the same thing that you're doing right now. You can see your future potential, and you can add your own thumbprint on this progress. So whenever I'm losing this inner drive, I can simply search on YouTube for something related to my skill that I'm building, and I see the fluency, or I see how people really develop this skill, and I say, yeah, I want to do it. I can do it. And this will refuel my motivational energy so I can keep going. But be careful. Don't get into this trap of getting demotivated by how other people are improving. Maybe they're faster, or they have different training. They are much more skilled. It's fine. Just think how you will improve at the same time. For example, for the past almost 1 year, I'm practicing and training with a coach on playing table tennis. Of course, if I go and watch the pro playing, this might be a sword with two edges. It can be motivating at one hand, but it might also demotivate me. But I should know that I'm practicing not to compete with these pro players. I just want to improve and continue playing. And since we're talking about playing, if you like games, you can also gamify your journey and your success. For example, whenever you do this thing, you reward yourself. So this is the reward system in the motivation. This is an external motivation with an external reward. In that way, you can turn your goals into an engaging game. Number 6, 7, 8, I don't know, is something called disruptive reflection. Schedule every now and then these sessions of disruptive reflections. These are sessions where you analyze and dissect deeply your status quo of your current approach. And this will add a creative pivot to your story, to your motivation. And now about one of the major culprits of demotivation is failure. What if, for example, if you failed a class? You're trying to become a doctor. How come you can fail a class? You should be top A student. Okay, keep that in your mind. No success story came without a failure. And the more you fail, the more you're gonna succeed. This is as cheesy as it may sound. It's the truth. You fail, you keep going, you succeed. You fail, you keep going, you do even better. If this alone does not motivate you, I don't know what can keep you going. I'm telling you that if you fail, you're gonna succeed. Just keep going. You don't have to believe in yourself. You don't have to have all these cliche, emotional, motivational quotes. Just keep on improving. Failure will lead you to success. It's the best teacher. I don't want to give you examples of people who failed and did great. The internet is full of these stories. Just pick one and get inspired. And finally, one of the most important things that I want to say in this video, and I'm discovering this lately, I'm gonna be making so many content about this. It's leveraging the power of getting bored. You should become friends with boredom. You should allow yourself to get bored from time to time. Allow yourself to wander. Turn off your phone. Turn off all these overstimulation. Resist this urge in your mind to grab something and get active again. The only thing you're allowed to do in that moment is to write physically, not on an application, on a notebook, a physical notebook. This will spark creativity and will definitely renew your long-term motivation. There's a whole science about boredom, how boredom is important for your brain, to regenerate your brain, your ideas, your creative ideas, because this will shift your brain from being overconsumptive, to a creating brain. You impose on your brain in that way to become creative, to create ideas, not only receive or being fed. For example, look at your day. You wake up, the first thing you do is to check your phone. You brush your teeth. Maybe while brushing, you're scrolling on social media. You have a breakfast, you commute. During your commute, you check your phone. You go to work or school. You do the same, you check your phone, then you come back, you commute, you check your phone, and finally you take your phone to bed and fall asleep. You did not let your brain do its full function. You did not let it rest, digest, or create. You were feeding your brain all this time information probably never needed. This can create something called the popcorn brain, and your brain is becoming more and more lazy. Lazy from creating, lazy from being active, lazy from analyzing, and this will definitely disrupt your motivation because every act will feel very difficult for you to make. So yeah, definitely these know your why, seek support, stay accountable, revisit your goals, focus on growth, they are true. They might work, but on ground we feel that even though we know this list, we never have this long-term motivation. You want more concrete things. You want to know why, in fact, you're not being able to stay motivated, not how to stay motivated. So if you know how to stop these motivation killers, hopefully you will have this long-term motivation and you'll achieve whatever you want to achieve. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you got at least something out of it, and definitely like, subscribe, share. This will always help me. And until the next time.